papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. So it says that a yogi is the same for his well-wisher, for his friend, for his enemy, for his enemy, uh, um, for for people who does not, who is completely dispassionate for about him, or people who are like middlemen, uh, people who are people who do not like them, people who have like this, uh, people who do not like them, people who do not, who have this envy within them, or a person who is, evil with evil, or a person with, with nobility. The yogi is one for everybody. He has the same kind of approach for all these people. He does not have dual standards. He has the same standard for everybody. So this is what the yogi was. Today we are going to study how does he meditate, how how does he meditate, how does he dwell in a spiritual world, what makes a person a yogi. That is what we are going to study today. So it says, yogi yunjita satatamatmanam rahasi sthita ekaki yata chittatma nirashi shir aparigraha. It says a person who wants to be a yogi, or a person who is a yogi, he has satata atmanam rahase sthita. He has got his mind, his body. His mind, his body is completely in his, in his control, and he does not have any passion. He does not have any passion, any desire for this, for this, physical pleasure, or mental pleasure, or worldly pleasure, because he is always aspiring for this highest pleasure, highest bliss. He is aspiring for the union with the supreme. So when he is aspiring for the union with the supreme, and that supreme which cannot be perceived, which you cannot perceive, which you cannot think, which you cannot imagine, which you cannot talk about, which you cannot meditate upon. It is beyond everything. That self which is beyond everything. So a yogi's aspiration is to be one with that self, which cannot be, which cannot be perceived, or conceived, or thought about, or or imagined. So it's completely, it's it looks like an impossible task, but with practice, with sincere approach, with practice, and with, with not getting attached to whatever we see in the surface. So whatever we see in the surface, this name and form, this name and form, these objects, this object of senses, that is name, form, name, and that is form, taste, touch, sound, smell, all these are the objects which are experienced in the surface. So when we are not attached with these, when we are not attached to this, and when we do not have any kind of, any kind of passion for this, the only passion that we have, or the only desire that we have, is to be one with that supreme self, which is my reality, which is my real nature. So when I am aspiring for that, you know so what should I do? I should not have any kind of, any kind of desire for my body or my mind. That is, anything which comes from the body or anything which comes from the mind should not interest me. And what should I do? Ekaki yata chittatma nirashir aparigraha. And he should be in solitude. He should not be with a lot of people, discussing about various issues, various worldly issues. No, you go to a go to a bus stop. You will see people, people assembling and starting to discuss about current affairs, what is going on here, what is going on there, you know, this kind of stuff. So a yogi will be he will be alone. He will not indulge in any worldly topic, any worldly discussion. Those worldly discussion does not impress him. They don't impress him. They don't excite him. Okay, and what nirashir aparigraha. He will be completely desireless, though he has got his desires in his mind. Because he has this mind. So this mind is nothing but a desire. So though his mind is always producing desires, but he is not getting affected by those desires. He can maintain a distance from those desires so that the desires does not affect him. You cannot get rid of your desire. You cannot stop your desire, because the mind you have is actually the summation of all desires. So if you think that I'm going to get rid of all desires, it's not possible. So what to do? You need to create a distance from the mind in such a way that anything which happens in the mind, anything which comes in the mind, they do not affect you. They do not affect you. They do not cause any hindrance. They could not cause any, the mind is not perturbed. It's not distracted. It can always maintain its silence. It can always maintain its calmness. So this is how you need to prepare yourself to become a yogi. A yogi should be, unaffected by all the desires created by the mind or the body or the objects that he, experiences. He should be completely free from those. He should be alone, without any interest of this world. He should not have any kind of, he should not have any kind of interest for anything which is happening in this world. He should always stay, separate. He should always stay separate, at a distance. At a distance. And aparigraha, he should not have savings. He should not have, possessions. He should not possess anything. Like we possess many things. We have, clothes. We don't have, we wear one cloth at a time. We wear one cloth at a time, but, our wardrobe is full of clothes. Many times we forget the number of clothes that we have. Our wardrobe is always full of clothes. Okay? And then we need this, we need that. We need, furnitures, good furnitures, very modern furnitures. We need a car, not one car, maybe 10 cars. Okay, we need a house, a good house, and this, we need money. So not that much money which I might need in my life. I need more and more money to save. So there is always this, longing for possession. Aparigraha means you should always keep that much by which your life can go on. You should not keep more than what you need. You should not keep more than what you need. You should only keep that much, which will help you in going through your life. So that is called aparigraha. So this is also the parameters to become a yogi. Now Krishna is talking about how to meditate. We think that we can just meditate in any place, wherever we can sit down and that's all. It's not like that. There is also specific instructions for meditation. So it says, Shucho deshe pratishtapya sthira manasa matmana. He says that wherever you select to meditate, the place or the space which you have selected for meditation should be very pure, clean. It should not be dirty. You should clean it with water. You should clean it with water. It should be very clean. It should have a very serene atmosphere. And when you sit there, your mind, your mind should be very, very fixed, very, very still. It should not hanker from here to there. It shouldn't move. It should be very still. So you have to, select a place which is pure, and you have to possess a very calm mind. Then, Natrit Chittam Nadi Nijam Chailajin Kushottaram. And that place should not be very high. It should not be in a very high platform, or it should not be in a very low space, low place. It should be in a medium. It should be in a medium, place which you select for meditation. And, first of all, you have to put grass. It's called kush, dry grass. And then you should put one skin of either deer or tiger. These are not available now. So, we don't need all these things just for, academic interest. And then you should put a cloth there, and there you should sit. So you can do one thing. You can put some very dry grass, and then you can put a cloth, and you can sit there and you can meditate. So then it says, Tatre kagram manah kritva yata chittendriya kriya. And then you sit there in that seat. You sit there in the seat, and your mind should be very, very, still, very, very concentrated. Very, very concentrated at one point. And not only your mind, but also the senses. The senses also should not move here and there. They should also be concentrated into one point. Like how to concentrate my senses. Like my eyes should be fixed in one point. And in that point, my ears should also be fixed there. My nose, my tongue, my skin, everything should be fixed in one point where my mind is fixed. So that is how we need to meditate. When I meditate, it is not only the mind which is, at work. It is also the mind plus the body as a whole. And in that body, the five senses. So if the five senses are not at one point, if they are not, pointed towards or guided towards one point, then my meditation will be distracted. I will not have a deep meditation. So if I need a deep meditation, so I have to make sure that my mind, my body, my senses, my intellect, everything is focused into one point. You can either focus on Om, you can either, or you can focus on Hare Krishna, you can focus on a picture, whatever picture you like. It might be, it can be pictures of God. It might be pictures of those whom you like, with whom you are connected, like your parents, your dad, your mom, your sister, your brother, your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your pet, dog, cat, whatever, wherever your mind is fixed with, ease, at ease. That is where you need to fix your mind. Either it might be sound, or it might be, some kind of image, some kind of mantra, or, if you see that you can only observe your mind, if you're capable of only observing your mind, so that is the best way of meditation. So you don't need to concentrate on anything, just keep an eye on the mind. That is also meditation. That is also meditation. So it says that, Tatre kagram manah kritva yata chittendriya kriya upaveshasane yunjin yogamatma vishuddhaye. And now you sit there with your mind and body concentrated, alone, alone, in a clean place. In a clean place, you sit there. And why do you sit there? What is your, what is your aim? Yogamatma vishuddhaye, to clean yourself. To clean yourself, you need to go through this process of yoga. To clean yourself means to clean the mind. Now, what does cleaning of mind means? So, to know about cleaning of mind, we need to know what is the mind. So, the mind is the summation of, consciousness and object, matter. It does not only have matter, it also have consciousness. So the mind is a amalgamation. It's an amalgam of consciousness and matter. So because this matter does not exist forever, and the matter, it cannot manifest on its own. It is, insentient, lifeless. Because this matter is lifeless, so this matter is considered to be dirt. Dirt. So when we talk about cleaning the mind, we are talking about cleaning the matter from consciousness. When there is this, there's this joint. Mind means it's a joint between matter and consciousness. So it's a joint. It's such a very strong joint that you don't see the consciousness. You don't see the consciousness. The consciousness is revealing the matter. But because the joint is so strong that the consciousness is getting superimposed by the matter. You only see the matter. You don't see the consciousness. And because you don't see the consciousness, you think that the consciousness does not exist. You think that it is only the matter which exists. It is only matter which is true. But, in the contrary, the matter is not truth. It is the consciousness which is the only truth, because it is eternal. It was there, it is there, and it always will be. The matter was not before, it is now, and it will not be thereafter. So this matter is, it has to be cleaned. So how to clean this matter? So what is this matter? This matter means form. Any kind of form is matter. So any kind of form that you experience in your mind is matter. It may be the form of your father. It may be the form of your mother. It may be the form of anybody, but that is a form. That is a form. And this form is actually matter. And because it's a matter, it is, it's a waste. You need to cleanse it. You need to cleanse it. Then sound. Any sound. Any kind of sound. Like, it says that when you are approaching into the path of spirituality, you need to listen to your master. You need to listen to the sound of the Vedas. But then at one time, you need to get rid of those sound also. When your mind has become very, very concentrated and you have completely understood what is your goal, then you need to, get rid of those sound also, so that you can go beyond them. So this sound also is a matter. So you need to get rid of that also. Then taste, smell, touch, all these are matter, and these are all, and these has to be cleaned. So these five, this matter, that is these five sense objects, they combine with the consciousness in such a way that they completely cover the consciousness, superimpose it, like blue light. There is nothing called blue light. Light can never be blue. It's light. But there is a blue color which is imposed. And because of that imposition, the color becomes blue. Okay? The color is blue. So, red light, red color, red light, red, blue light, yellow light. So all these are impositions. Light does not have any color. These are all impositions. And because they're impositions, they seem to be very real. But when you remove this redness or blueness, then you see that the light is completely different from what you have seen, you have experienced. So in the same way, when you can remove the matter, when you can remove the matter, then you will see the consciousness to be completely different from what you have perceived, you have experienced. You will see that this consciousness is you. It's you. Now you don't, now you don't, now you don't, now you cannot connect yourself with the consciousness. You can connect yourself with the matter. You can connect yourself with the form, name. You can connect yourself with the sound, smell, touch. You can connect with yourself with all this, but you cannot connect yourself with the consciousness. Whenever you think about the consciousness, you think that this is somebody else, somewhere else, something else. That you are that consciousness doesn't come. It doesn't come normally. But we can associate ourselves with the form. We can associate ourselves with sound. We can associate ourselves with any, all these five objects. When these five objects are cleansed, when they're clean, Atma Vishuddhaye, when you have cleaned yourself. When you have cleaned yourself means when you have cleaned that mind, then you see that you are not these with whom you were associating yourself. You are not the name, you are not the form. You are not the name, you are not the form. You are not the sound. You are not the smell, you are not the touch. Okay, you are not fire, you are not water, you are not air, you are not, sky. You are not, this earth. You're beyond all this. You're beyond all this. And what are you? You are that consciousness. You are that consciousness. And you will see that before you had trouble relating yourself with consciousness. Now you will have trouble relating yourself with matter. Because now you know that you are that consciousness. And you were always that consciousness. You just didn't know about it. You were not aware about it. But you are always that consciousness. Now you will see that you have trouble, connecting with matter, connecting with the senses, connected with the sense objects, connected to the world. You will see that you have trouble. You cannot connect with them. And then you will see that you have reached a point of eternal unattachment. When you have known yourself that this is me, when you have known yourself, then you have come to a point of eternal unattachment. Then you see that I am always unattached. I am never connected to all this. I am never related to anything worldly. I am a celestial being. I am a cosmic being. I am consciousness. I am consciousness. I am absolute. So, this is what it was saying. Then, let's see what it's talking. Samam kaya shirogrivam dharayam na chalam sthiram. It says you need to, keep your body, keep your, spine, your head completely, at one tune. It should be very still. It should be straight. Your spine, your head, your chin, everything should be, straight. It should not be bended like we sit like this. No, you should not meditate like this by bending. You should be straight. So it says, Samankaya Shiro Grivam Dharayan Nachalam Stiram. And you have to hold them in such a way that the body does not move. Like many, for many people you might have seen that they're sitting there, but they're moving like this. They're moving like this, their legs are moving, their hands are moving. But no. While you are meditating, you should always keep your whole structure, straight and fixed. It shouldn't move. It should be still. Then, Sampreksha Nasikagram Swam Dishashchana Avalokayan. If you cannot concentrate on a mantra, if you cannot concentrate on a sound, if you cannot concentrate on an image, if you cannot, concentrate in such a way that you are observing your thoughts, then he has given a very easy way. Concentrate at the tip of your nose. Just look at the tip of your nose and sit there. Sit straight, sit still. Sit straight, sit still, and concentrate at the tip of your nose. Okay? And Dishashchana Avalokayan. And do not move your head here and there to see what is happening here, to see what is happening there. You don't need to see anything. You just have to concentrate here, the tip of your nose, and see what is happening here. That's all. You don't need to see what is happening around this world. Okay? Then it says, Prashantatma, then only you will be peaceful. When you have situated yourself in such a way that your mind, your mind, your intellect, your senses, your body are in complete synchronization. They're still, they're straight, firm. They're straight, firm, they're calm, they're grounded. And you're not moving here and there, you're not looking at anything. You're completely focused on one point. When you have, situated yourself in such a way, then what is happening? Prashantatma, you have started to experience. You have started to experience peace. And this peace is not coming from the universe. This peace is not coming from another galaxy. You have discovered the peace within yourself. This peace belongs to you. It is within yourself. And you have discovered that peace, Prashantatma. You know that you are that peace. It is not coming from anywhere. Like people say, grace is coming from here, grace is coming from... No. Grace is not flowing from here and there. Everything is here, inside. Within your heart. Ishvara, is a Ishvara, Riddeshe Arjuna, Ishvara Sarva Bhutani, Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Ishvara Sarva Bhutani. Ishvara Sarva Bhutani Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Ishvara, God lives within every heart. God lives within every heart. So there is that absolute. It's there within. So from within, the peace is coming, and you can recognize yourself as peace. I am that peace. I am that peace. Om peace. Om peace. I am that peace. Okay. Prashantatma Vigatavir Brahmachari Brate Sthita. And he says, that you are completely without any fear. You're completely, fearless. When you sit there, don't be scared about anything. Nothing is going to happen. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. You can feel yourself completely fearless. Because the Brahmachari Brate Sthita, and you should, stay there as if you are a celibate. You are focused only on the self. You don't have, focus anywhere else. Your focus is only on the self. And it says that a person whose focus is only on one point, that person is called brahmachari. Brahmachari. So it says that Prashantatma Vigatavir Brahmachari Pratistita. Just be that peaceful one without having any fear and with completely, concentrated in one point, focused in one point, as if you are a celibate. Mana Sanyamya Matchitto Yukta Asita Matpara. Mana Sanyamya. And then you control your mind. By being there, then you control your mind. And mat chitto, and after controlling your mind, surrender it. Offer that mind to me. Offer that mind to me. Mana sanyamya mat chitto yukta asita matpara. And when you do that, you will see that you are always, you're always united to me. You're always united to me. When you see yourself to be, like I am this. My mind is under control, and my mind, is only for you. Matpara means why? Because you are the absolute. You are the absolute, and because you are the absolute, I have controlled my mind and I have surrendered that to you. When I do that, that is when I find myself in a absolute union with the self. In the absolute union with the self. Okay, so today we stop here. If you have any question, you can ask, or we can meditate, because after reading all this, I feel like